Hey everyone, and welcome to this special episode of Fantheon. Sorry, Emma unfortunately cannot join us tonight. We're going to talk about trash about her the entire time. But no, we actually have a great guest host tonight, Earl from Nerds on the Rock. So Earl, could you tell our uh, audience a little bit about yourself and your websites and stuff?
Well, I can tell you one. I discovered that my MySpace account still works, and I apparently still have four friends on it. So I don't know why there are four people who still have MySpace working, but good for them.
Oh, nice.
As for me, like you said, I run Nerds on the Rocks, which is an all-purpose entertainment website, which at this point literally means we just talk about anything comic related. So comic book TV shows, comic book movies, comic book video games, because comic books are taking over the world. And when I'm not doing that, which is often, I'm apparently tweeting way too often, and you can find me at ER_NOTR, which is my name, my initials, and then websites initials, Nerds on the Rocks.
Cool. I'm Logan Dalton, Sexy Ginger Nerd on Twitter. I am the editor at Pop Optic, and which is expanding, looking for writers. I've gotten a bunch of super cool writers this week, including a
You're
guy.
welcome.
Yeah. Terrence did some great. We got this badass manga scholar from Belgium.
He just jumps all over his introduction. He doesn't even wait.
I
Yeah, and
have to give my shout out out.
guy who was an assistant editor on Uncanny X-Men to write it for my website. So kind of geeking out. Yeah, this week I wrote about. I saw Art Spiegelman speak. If I ever met him, we would definitely get into arguments a lot because he hates superheroes and I think that the genre definitely has some merit. Even though there are lots of bad superhero comics out there, but yeah. Okay, that's a discussion for another day. So yeah, and you have some reviews up right now, like Raven Pirate Princess, this indie book about a lesbian pirate and her all-female crew. It's all ages though, and then I've won a Midnighter and Batgirl and coming up, so it'll be fun. Yeah, and I still haven't seen the Flash this week. Boo.
The,
Logan, that's really terrible. But
Hey, my
hey,
my area CW did not show it. They showed a Virginia Tech basketball game instead. So no,
oh,
that
Virginia
is
Tech.
why that is why Virginia sucks. But
it wasn't even. They're not even a good basketball team. They're pretty shitty basketball teams. So it's
Well,
not even.
I was gonna say the thing I find most fascinating about that is just looking at the numbers. Is like Virginia is just so non-important because the ratings for the Flash didn't change at all. Like if it was New York or California or Chicago, they'd have some type of disclaimer. But Virginia's whatever. They're not. They're there, I guess.
Oh, so you actually look at ratings for state by state?
Well, no, I'm just talking about in general because usually whenever ratings come out, there is a there's if there's any type of big event, like sometimes there might be a run over with football games and stuff that might inflate the numbers for certain shows, or if something happened in New York, they might say this show was preempted in New York and Chicago, so that might affect the ratings because if a number drops big enough, there has to be a reason behind it. Where the Flash this week was pretty much consistent with it's been pretty much for a season and a half now. And yes, for some reason I know why I became a ratings nerd, but I'm a huge TV ratings nerd, which you can sometimes find me do every morning around 11 when they come out.
Yeah. Agent Carter. I just think that Agent Carters are terrible. iZombie has better numbers than Agent Carter.
Well, Agent Carter still does slightly better than iZombie, but that's not really saying
Because
anything.
CW is they make their shows cheap, and they just want to get that younger demographic. And
Yeah, they have railroad expectation. The fact that we're even talking about a CW show being comparable to an ABC show just speaks of how bad. And I don't know why. I like Agent Carter. I don't know why people haven't latched onto it the same way I have.
yeah, and I know it definitely has some passionate fans. I had back in my last year of college, I had a friend who'd come over every week, make cupcakes and stuff, do casual cosplay and watch it. But yeah, I don't know why it's taking on. All right, and then our last host. Sorry.
yeah, you can get me on Twitter at Sage Terrence, and it's definitely the start of the first new comic book day of Black Comics Month, so
Ooh.
that's what's up. And I have 2 reviews up on Pop Optic. Invincible Iron Man #6 is the start of a new arc, and it's definitely got that mystery going for it. And Spider-Man #1, go read that one because it's super important and everybody should read it.
And we'll talk
'Cause
about that
Miles
too.
is #1.
Yeah, it's our third comic we're talking about tonight. Yeah, Terrence gave it like a 10. I mean,
Yeah, like it was just beautiful and amazing. I can't wait for
yeah,
more
I'm
of
glad
it.
you're covering that book
Would you
because.
say spectacular?
Oh, what'd you say?
No, because he said amazing. I'm just using all Spider-Man's other titles.
It was ultimate. Yeah, I know. I feel happy that I handed the title off to you because that's a book I've been reviewing for a while, and I just kind of felt like it was time to hand it off to the next generation.
Yeah, just like Peter and Miles. Yeah, see, it works.
Except I didn't get killed by the Green Goblin in front of my
Metaphorically, we're gonna do the metaphor with that one.
Yeah, definitely. So our first book we're talking about tonight actually came out last week, but unfortunately last week had so many good comics coming out that we didn't get to talk about it on the podcast. It is Grayson #16. It's written by Tom King and Tim Seeley, with art by Mikkel Janin, and colors by Jeremy Cox. So what do you guys think of the new Grayson, the new arc? With the different spies and theme songs and stuff.
Okay,
That was great.
Yeah, that was amazing. I've said before, I think it's not a genre, but I consider it one in my head. I love the spy genre. I'm a huge James Bond fan, Jason Bourne. And, this past year with Man from U.N.C.L.E., Kingsman, Spy, great year. And that Grayson issue was just everything I love about that. People have their qualms with the early Bond films for right reasons or not, but that was just a send up to that era. I love the 3 or 4 pages where he's singing his own theme song.
Yeah, that was awesome. And Mikkel Janin's art, it just reminds me of all those great Bond title sequences.
The silhouettes and stuff like that as he's taking out these people. And I have to run and joke about him because when you think about it, it's the same thing with 007. There's no reason why Bond is designated 007, as there's no reason why Grayson's designated Agent 37. But he's upset because he's are there 36 people better ranked than I am? So it's that little running joke of, it's partially his comedic self, but it's also kind of an inferiority.
Inferiority complex.
There we go. That's the one.
There we go.
But yeah, it was nice seeing him beat up these guys and kind of being like, how am I not ranked higher than them? And it's this great running gag with him.
My favorite scene was probably him giving all the innuendo names to the Grayson girl or women because that was his little feminist aside in the middle of the song was great but Dick Grayson has really done some kind of terrible things recently, especially in Robin War. How did this fit in with Robin War and him joining the Parliament of Owls? Sorry, spoilers.
But this is one thing you get used to with comic books, especially when you're a main event, and that's what Dick Grayson has been in this past year. It's the continuities are all over the place because I don't know when Grayson, Robin War, and Batman and Robin Eternal take place.
Yeah, Batman and Robin Eternal confused me because in Batgirl, Bluebird shows up. But they said that's before she goes globetrotting in Batman and Robin Eternal. So it's all happening, but they got it so spread out where they can say, oh, that happened before this, and that happened before this, and that took place after that.
But yeah, it's a great, and then some amazing setup. Got all those it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, the plot of Arkham Origins, all these villains, mercenaries going after Batman, but Grayson and I didn't know who some of those people were, the Asian woman Tao or whatever. Bronze Tiger.
That were some cool little highlights because Frankenstein and Grifter, and I think I remember King Faraday from Future's End. I'm pretty sure.
Is he the guy from DC, The New Frontier, who's the Justice League's liaison, maybe? Am I getting mixed up?
Probably not if he's messing around with Matron and her spy ward. I would want to see like this be spread on like an event book because a spy war sounds beautiful.
Are you talking about King Faraday? I think he was from Checkmate.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he is.
And I think
Definitely check.
he's
See, I haven't read Checkmate. I'm like, my pre-52 DC knowledge could be better.
But yeah, he's in New Frontier. He's the one who I think he's the one who plays cards with the Martian Manhunter,
Oh, okay. Okay, he is a New Frontier. All right, that's not.
and he's also in the final season of Justice League Unlimited as like the ambassador to the
Yeah.
Justice League.
Okay. Okay, I wasn't completely. Okay, that's where I know him from. Good old Justice League Unlimited. Like, pretty much responsible for like 90% of my DC knowledge. Pretty much. Yeah, and him.
I like the friendship with Tony the Tiger.
I hope that he gave him that nickname and then he reused the nickname later on with somebody
Yeah,
else.
he gives it to Bronze Tiger too.
That's really easy, but it works for him.
Yeah, and also
it's like full out spy action with the parachuting in the car in the Alps. Well, not specifically the Alps, just on a snowy mountain, and they're fighting, and they were like, "Do I press the red button? What about now? I think I should press it now because you just told me not to, but now we have to."
yeah, because like Seeley and King are leaving Grayson, so this is pretty much them doing like a victory lap. Like, oh, we're just gonna go full spy. Like, we're gonna go full spy, and at the end, we're gonna sort of show Dick like dealing with becoming even more like caught up in this crazy web.
Triple, quadruple agent mode.
Yeah, like.
Well, it seems like he's against the agency now, which is the purpose of this issue, is him going after their agents because he found that they is corrupted. But it's weird because the book got so good. I honestly don't want him to go back to being Nightwing because it's something so different for DC where like we kind of get those Batman-esque books with Batman. You have Robin. You have Batman and Robin, so like you don't necessarily need Nightwing doing that whole vigilante thing as well.
Yeah, it really adds like more genres to, and you also have Batgirl too. Like, yeah, like it would just be just another. I mean, Nightwing before, like Forever Evil was kind of interesting because he's in Chicago. He's in a different city, but like that gimmick's already been done like with Chicago and Bloodhaven. So I don't know where you take him other than being evil. I mean, at the end of Robin War. But yeah, I know. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled in Rebirth. I think the sales I haven't looked at the sales in a while, but
Grayson seems like that cult fan favorite that just built up steam. So I hope it's like they call it Nightwing, but it's still spy stuff. Hopefully.
Yeah, I hope Mikkel Janen's still drawing it because he's great at like drawing really sexy men. He's great at doing action and like doing fun page layouts, and yeah, he's just solid storytelling.
Yeah,
And then he draws the most beautiful kicks. Like every time Dick kicks somebody, it's just like, bam, perfect form and everything.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was surprised you didn't mention the beefcake scene, which I actually thought was, I mean, that's something that Bond films have done before, with you have the woman emerging out of the water.
But it's the sexy dudes in the Speedos now.
Yeah.
I saw that page before I even read the issue, and I'm like, I don't know what the context is for this, but good job, Grayson. Continuing to be
So how are you feeling when he asked if he was straight, like, in the suit? Back, like, issues back in the party.
I mean, it's so hard though. Oh man, like, it's a fine line between like him actually being like possibly being bi or queer and like him just trying to like King and Seeley and Janin trying to kind of use him to like get like queer men to read the book. I don't know. Except everyone calls Grayson a female gaze book, which isn't like no. The League of Gaysons is ready
Oh
There should be a
wow.
group on Facebook, League of Gay Slurs.
Don't put it into existence. It's probably already somewhere on Tumblr.
Yeah,
Tumblr just heard you.
probably. I don't know. I don't go on Tumblr often.
For good reason, I assume. For good reason.
Yeah, it is a good place. It is a good platform to like share art and stuff. I think like Bendis uses it for that and other cool people. But yeah. Oh, speaking of gay heroes, we're just gonna segue into Midnighter, who's kind of like I guess the more violent, more violent, gayer cousin of Grayson. I guess I mean, they're fun books to read back to back. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, I do miss. I mean, I understand why they can't do it, but I did love their dynamic when they did the crossover. They pay off of each other really well.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd so read. I mean, if there was any, I don't think there's gonna be any like market for this kind of book except among me and like 100 attractive comic reading men on Twitter. But I would love a Grayson Midnighter like team up book. That'd be so fun. Kind of like that Harley Quinn Power Girl thing that was going on for a while. Yeah, so we should probably read the creator credits real quick. So Midnighter, number 9, was written by Steve Orlando. Continues to slay on this book. The art was partially by Akko, who I think he's my favorite. He might be my favorite artist. It depends on the day. Also, art was done by Hugo Petrus with colors by Romulo Fajardo. So yeah, Midnighter versus the Suicide Squad.
That ending, I had no idea that was gonna happen. That was very well done. Because I thought the issue was over after he stole the pistol, and there was gonna be more romance stuff with his new dude, and then out of nowhere, Aftershock, Deadshot, and Harley. That was a great fight.
So okay, so is Afterthought is he a new character? Or has he been around for a while?
I've never. So let me do a quick check.
I don't know who he is. Yeah, and it was something different. I'm kind of curious to see how they resolve that fight because it doesn't end in this issue. But I felt like it was a good setup, a decent middle, but the fight was kind of so-so. I think mostly because Deadshot and Harley didn't do much.
Well, I mean, they're really overmatched. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I thought maybe they'd have something with Harley where it's like his computer can't really fight her because she's kind of unpredictable. She's, crazy. It's one
Oh, didn't that happen to a while back in JLA?
Forever, yeah, that happened in Forever Evil. Like not the Tinkerer, but some evil dude in Forever Evil knew whatever, like all the members of the then Suicide Squad team would do, and that he couldn't peg Harley down because she was too unpredictable. So she was a wild card.
Yeah, and I think in the past, like back in Grant Morrison's like JLA, Prometheus, who we saw in the last art. I hate that guy so much.
Yeah, Afterthought seems to be he's only appeared in one issue, so yeah, he's brand spanking new. So now we have to update our DC Comics fighting rosters because he can see 5 seconds into the future now. So.
Well, I would hold off on that because he may not be a mainstay. He is part of the Suicide Squad. There are expectations.
I hope I want to see him around. He seems cool. He's like, yeah, Midnighter. Yeah, you can't get me. But then Midnighter is definitely not one to just lie down and take it.
Well, you never know. They don't show that part. But yeah, I thought that battle was fine, but I actually prefer the one with the speedster up in the space station.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, what was his name?
I don't think he was given a name. He had he had some type of harness, and that was pretty much what I was gonna
The
call
mantle
it.
for me is some like mythological name. Oh, Mercury Mantle, yeah.
So I figured might as well. That's a decent enough comic book.
Well, that scene had some good colors, like the blue energy surging through, and then we had that great like Midnighter scene where he's like kind of you can see like it's the same pattern, but it's him just seeing like, oh, you're fast. That speech was great. That was like a Midnighter monologue, the smack talk.
Yeah, and I like how like they explain his computer brain in a way that anybody could follow it, and like Steve is always putting him up against people that test that ability. So that's really cool. Like
Yeah.
I only have need 1 second to ruin you. You're that fast, but I can still ruin you with just the 1 second I got. So you want to try it? And then he gets crowbarred into the legs.
Yeah, those speeches are really clever because they're actually like exposition, but you get that midnight swagger and cockiness that makes it just seem like, oh, I'm such a badass, and I'm just gonna tell you what I'm gonna do before I do it, and then
And
I'm still
it's
gonna
also
break your
partially,
kneecap.
it's also partially him, I assume, in this one, buying time because he needs 1 second, and this guy doesn't attack while he's giving his speech for some odd reason.
Yeah.
So he's able to figure him out and attack him in that 1 second needed.
So like, what do you guys think of the whole documentary like thing that I thought was a joke, but it's actually for real?
I
I thought that was just like a little random funny. I didn't think they were actually like doing it for real.
Well, no, because I mean it's 2 issues now, so I assume it's something, and I think it's something different. I wrote a review on this today, and I always said one of my favorite parts of most comic books or stories is the moments when people have some downtime to kind of be themselves, and that scene in the bar where he's talking to his friends, and his friends actually being honest about it, and it makes sense to have like this guy who's kind of documenting what it means to be a hero because Midnighter kind of walks that Punisher line where he doesn't care about killing or maiming people, but he still wants to be a hero at heart. So it's a very thin line between that and just being a dick.
But the thing is, like, this sets Midnighter like Punisher always just seems too like self-righteous, I guess. And he's always like he's all about revenge. Well, I mean, Midnighter's kind of about revenge too against the gardener. We get to see his dad or whatever in this issue.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, I forget what was that guy's name, Mandix or something.
Yeah, Mandix or Handix. Henry Handix or Mandix.
That was Bendix. Isn't it a B?
We're just gonna go with the Henry Dix. We're just run with that.
Henry X.
Oh, Henry Bendix. If you're right, I got the issue up yet. Yeah. Oh, like the action is just so good. Like the killing blow. I mean, not the killing, the maiming blow on the speedster. It's like they use the grids, and you can see every blood flow.
I've always enjoyed how they've made the book violent without making it gory. Like it's just kind of implied what happens. You don't really see anything, but you see the blood splatter across like 8 different panels.
Or like the brain. Yeah, I mean they definitely go like, especially some of the earlier issues. Like the stuff with the vampires and the Prometheus fight. Like you could see like the organs and stuff going out, but it's like Acco or whoever's drawing those issues just picks like the right like moment to show like the eyeball.
They did I remember in the first issue they did kind of like what I call the Mortal Kombat X Vision. I don't know if you play those games, but like when he gets hit, instead of like they just show an X-ray of like the damage being done to like the bone structure, the skull.
I actually love it when comics do that. That's like actually one of my favorite like devices. Like Sorrentino does it in a lot of his books, but he does like Red, and J.H. Williams did it in Batwoman. Like that's like some of my favorite artists do that. They must all play Mortal Kombat late at night.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's a great way to show violence without showing violence, and sometimes, and this is the mentality behind horror movies. It's sometimes better to not show people stuff because your imagination creates much worse scenarios.
Oh yeah, like I know like that poor speedster, whoever he was, or I mean,
and all the guards before that.
The guards I felt bad for because he's like, I thought you told me his face is guarded, and then you just see like a hallway of people, like done.
Oh, I also thought it was cool that he destroyed the Perdition pistol because he's Midnighter. He's a wild card. He doesn't like being under control by shady organizations. He likes being on the ground and helping people like in his own like community. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have to exit from the space station as well.
Door. He's so cool. He's like one of the coolest. I wish more people knew about him, like in the mainstream world. Because
Oh,
when I tell people about him, I'm like, whoa, he's like a super badass, and he's also gay, and he's like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he basically, yeah. I mean, he would be amazing, and like, I don't know if his powers would be as awesome on film, but I think he would be
They could do
amazing.
that. They have different like visuals to show like little outlines of what's happening around him, and then he actually does what he can do. I think that would work. He could
well, I
definitely
think
fit in the DC film universe.
But you have to get
I
someone
was gonna
who's
say I
like,
think
oh, go ahead.
I he needs some time in the oven first because he doesn't really have much of a supporting cast and stuff like that to carry a movie. And I think he would be somebody who's better suited for a more developed universe where it's like you understand the kind of benchmark of the abilities of the fighters. Like, in a few months we'll have Batman and Wonder Woman as fighters, and we'll have Deadshot and stuff like that. But you kind of need to establish a benchmark so you can understand why he's such a badass instead of just having like this badass come straight into the movies.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve Orlando has done a solid job developing a supporting cast around him. Like instead of just doing like case of the week, like leaving the like people behind, he actually uses them in a network, and that comes sometimes even works against him with like Marina being his handler. Kind of little
And
fun thing there.
Prometheus, that was a terrible one too.
Oh yeah. Like I knew like Matt in Midnighter was not like he always had that kind of like not like place. I think placeholder is kind of too mean. Like I knew they weren't gonna be like lovers like forever, like kind of thing, like he and Apollo were. But I didn't expect for him to be like the big bad. Like I was expecting like him to like die and for Midnighter to be all sad and stuff. But
Well, then that's frigid, and that never goes well.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
they did that with Alan Scott, and I don't even know what happened with that.
oh, did Alan Scott's boyfriend die?
Yeah, wasn't he killed in like the first?
I didn't read Earth 2.
Yeah,
I had a friend who was super into it,
I
but I
think they
like,
got engaged, and then he died in like a train accident that same issue or something like that.
oh man, yeah, like it's not cool. Like yeah, like queer characters like in like Big Two, like they get like fridged or benched. Like where the heck is North Star? Like they trotted him out to like
Marvel doesn't have an excuse to use them, so
But they
I'm
got
like
they got all the press they needed. So
yeah, I mean frickin' Alpha Flight is a thing now in the Captain Marvel book, and he could help out. And I mean, I don't think his powers really would be great in space, but I mean, Puck's up there. I mean, I guess
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Midnight or Apollo reunion issue in a few months. It's gonna be fun. Um, yeah, because this book's always had like a little bit of a like kind of romantic emotional side to go with like the amazing action, which is why it's like one of my favorite comics right now. Like probably my favorite DC book. I don't know.
yeah,
Batman's like
yeah.
solid. Is always
It's like the demented action romantic Hawkeye.
yeah. And I think what's funny about him compared to a lot of the other DC universe is that he actually has a romantic like you have like Superman's kind of Lois and Wonder Woman, Batman is all types of messed up. Dick is messed up, but he's comfortable in his sexuality. He's comfortable being him. He's comfortable dating around and just whatever he knows what he wants and he's looking for it. And he's looking for it in a normal way where you have people who are like, oh, I can't have a relationship because I'm a hero. It's like his dating profile says he's a superhero.
he's like I mean it's like yeah I'm so cool. I mean this is pretty much yeah, and he's just so nonchalant about it too. Like with his new guy, he just like Robert or whatever, he just throws him into the door. Like, but he's also safe, like concerned about safety too. Like, yeah, I hope he doesn't. It's gonna be sad. He's keep gonna have freaking like possible boyfriends like getting maimed and oh man.
He'll be okay. He's Midnighter.
See, he needs like I mean that's this is probably why he's gonna end up with Apollo again because he doesn't have to worry about being like unsafe and stuff. It's too bad there aren't. Oh man, no, no. I was about to say him and Constantine.
That would not no. That wouldn't.
Like, maybe like as a one night thing that could be really hot, but like.
All right, Logan, you definitely can write your fanfic later.
Okay.
That would be on Tumblr.com if you're looking for it.
I hated that Constantine was like wasn't bi in his TV show, but there was some nice like unintentional subtext in Arrow.
He wasn't.
Lift up your shirt.
Bi. I mean, I don't really think. I think we wasn't he? He only hooked up like one or two people on that show, though.
Yeah, true. And there wasn't time because like it was a while before they found out about it in the comics. It was like the late '90s, and he'd been around since like the mid '80s. Like
I would say that show didn't really have much time to develop anything before it was pulled off the air. So.
Because that's what happens when you become your show on NBC. That's not like Chicago Pizza Parlor.
I mean, it also didn't do well. So, I mean, I don't blame them for it, but putting it on Friday night didn't help. But yeah. neither here nor there.
I wrote so many hungover reviews in that show. Like, and yeah. But yeah, Midnighter. We get to see the full fight. I liked how they didn't show like Harley Quinn and Deadshot like full on like typical superhero style, but showed it like kind of fragmented because he was like so surprised.
Yeah, like it was shooken up. Like, oh my god, what's happening right now? I thought this issue was over.
He's like oh yeah, kick the ass, destroy the pistol. I'm like, I knew there was gonna be some kind of like.
Well, I mean, they did tease the Suicide Squad, so you knew they had to show up at some point.
Not always. Some covers are just like so misleading.
Well, no, but I mean, it's in the solicitation. If nothing else, they would have shown up on the final page to tease the next one.
Oh, I hate when they do that. It's like watch this movie for the post-credit scene. Ant-Man. Just kidding. That movie wasn't that bad. Yeah. Yeah, so speaking of crazy like endings and crazy beginnings, like I had no idea that freaking Spider-Man could ever start that way. Like any Spider-Man comic. Spider-Man #1 finally came out this week. Finally. I mean, it's been like I don't even know what set I was writing for like it's been like 8 months or something since like a Miles Morales solo title. So yeah, Spider-Man #1, written by Brian Michael Bendis, art by Sarah Pichelli. So you got like his original creators back writing and drawing him for the first time in a while, with colors by the always reliable Justin Ponser. So yeah. So what was your guys' reaction to that like insane opening page?
That was because the only time like I said in my review, the only time I've seen him.
Oh, you can spoil. It's fine.
Okay, spoiler alert. So warning, you've been warned. Spoiler. But I didn't. Blackheart was the only other time I saw him was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Was he in one of the Ghost Rider movies too? Like,
no. Because I don't think they could. I don't think they used Mephisto in those.
He was in the second one. I don't know. Earl, you watch terrible movies all the time. Was Blackheart in any of the Ghost Rider movies?
Wow. Yes, he was.
Hey, I mean it's cool. You're like.
He was in the first
It's
Ghost
a
Rider.
service. It's like a public service.
Played by Wes Bentley.
Oh yeah, that guy. He was in American Beauty and like.
Yes, but he's
in a lot of stuff.
But yes, he's in Ghost Rider, which I'm sure most people would probably rather forget exists.
All I remember is what's his name, Nicolas Cage, like peeing fire.
I don't. And the movie rights are so strange. Does Marvel have the rights back to Ghost Rider, or is that still with
I
whoever?
think they do. They do. They do.
They just haven't found a reason to use them yet.
Yeah.
Well, Nick Cage
Yeah,
is
but
busy right
I just never thought I would like Blackheart. Like, it just doesn't fit with like.
Well,
Any,
they are doing it's more mystical and scary in the all new, all different world. So
oh, but that first page is amazing. It's like it's like I know this word gets like used a lot, but it's like freaking cinematic because it's great when you like read it in a comicsology guided to you because you like just get like New
yeah,
York
Manhattan, New York. This really happened.
slow build, and you see like all the Avengers down, and you get to this like creepy like dialogue and stuff, and then boom, Blackheart, like what the hell? Like, is this Ultimate Spider-Man? What? Like, and then you get in the typical fun.
Yeah, seeing Miles and Gonki again, it was nice. And Bombshell is there somewhere, so I hope we see her.
Oh, Gank is so thirsty for Bombshell.
I would want to see that date issue. That'd be hilarious to watch.
Gank. Do we know how to pronounce his name? I like Ganke.
Bendis would have to say it like, how do you say Gonki? I'm gonna say Gonki.
Okay, I really like how I think you wrote about this in your review actually, like how Pacelli and Marquez and all the artists on old various Miles Morales books have like shown him grow up from this like little like
Yeah, like it shows like they're
like 11-year-old to
16-year-olds.
like he's like he's like kind of growing up. Like Gank
Yeah,
does
and
not look
where's
like
Judge? I need Judge to be there somewhere.
oh my god, Judge did not survive Secret Wars.
If he didn't survive Secret Wars, I'm gonna be sad.
So like,
I need.
okay, so what's the deal? Like, does he have a new? I know this is continuity question, and so I know in before Secret Wars, his dad knew what his secret identity was,
Yeah, Bendis said he knows.
but his mom doesn't.
No.
Let's just say that was stated in the recap page. So
I usually do not read recap pages unless it's like a new. I probably should have read the recap page.
it's also kind of weird to have a recap page for an issue 1, but I understand why they needed it. But yes, they said that his dad and his friend knows he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, I knew that. He was Gank. Yeah, I mean,
I think because Molecule Man and he made it so his mom doesn't know because he owed him one, so he just wanted his mom back.
I do like young superheroes who aren't orphans. Like that's what I liked about the Blue Beetle series. And for some of like the beginning of Ultimate Spider-Man until his mom died. It was sad.
Yeah, and then like the early pages of the book when his mom calls and gets on about his grades, that Bendis, you definitely did a relatable piece in that because everyone can relate to that right there.
Bendis is so good. Like he should pretty much just write like teenage characters and like noir stuff.
Yeah, because like he humanizes them, and like the first half of the book is like settling down with Miles, and then the second half is Spider-Man doing what he does best.
Yeah, and you get that really awesome page where he's like making his excuse. Like he doesn't even try with his excuses. He's just like, I'm out, and then swinging away.
I just hope all my teenage heroes don't fail because that's what I'm like. All the Marvel solicitations are saying. Like Kamala Khan's her grades are in the toilet. Mal's grades are in the toilet. Nova can barely go to school.
Because but I think it makes sense. I mean, this is like an insane extracurricular activity. Like, not everyone can be a super nerd like Peter Parker.
You mean Tony Stark Jr.? Well, now.
Of course, on the last page, you have to make everything about Peter Parker.
I didn't expect that. I was like, oh, Peter.
Yeah, I didn't expect. I figured they'd have to cross that bridge soon enough. I didn't expect it at the end of the first issue, because he has met Miles before, right? Or was that Superior Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
That was normal Peter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
was fun. Bendis and Michelli did that. It's like a great crossover.
And we need that. They said they were gonna do like a continuation of Spider-Man because Peter, when he got back, typed in who Miles was in the 616, but we don't know what was said. He said he's gonna go back and explain that, but you know,
The Ultimate Universe just tanked in sales, except for Miles.
well, because the Ultimate Universe became just as better than the normal universe, but that's a discussion for another day.
that and they tried to break its legs by Galactus. Kept it around, but still kept it on going.
Yeah, I mean, it had to use its purpose after a while because if what it was originally created for can't sustain itself for a decade, 15, 20 years, or anything like that.
I really love Miles's little little internal monologue. I mean, he's not quick as with quips as
Peter.
Peter Parker, but he's just like kind of freaked out, and he's just like really dry sense of humor. I love. He's like,
Yes, I can relate to that.
he's like, guess I do dare. I hope someone's like his whole scene where he's like getting Captain America's shield. Was
Yeah,
like,
like he's having a nerd out. Like that was a moment. Like yes, this is the next generation Spider-Man shining with his shield.
yeah, like the art's really like iconic, like whoa, epic. But and like the colors are kind of like you got like the red, white, and blue, and kind of a shadow. He's like kind of like, oh whoa, this guy's gonna be a big deal soon. And then, but then the inner monologue is just him like completely freaking out. Yeah, and this also makes me really mad that freaking Sam Wilson is now gonna be like second Captain America.
Nope, he's the first. Steve Rogers sucks. Nope.
Because like Sam could mentor him and stuff, and I guess he still could, but he, Steve Rogers coming back, so many problems with that.
Well, I
Even though,
mean,
yeah,
it was expected. Um, yeah, I'm not. I don't want to badmouth them, but I mean, it's to be expected when you have the movie coming out and stuff that Steve would be Captain America. Though, and Kerry, I don't read enough Marvel comics. How did he de-age again, or re-age, or whatever?
they haven't explained that yet. He's still a weakling.
Grandpa.
Yeah, it's gonna happen in the crossover. I'm not reading at all. Avengers standoff.
Yeah, there's another crossover. I don't know. I'm probably gonna read the Captain America issues just because.
Yeah, all new, all different Marvel guys. Civil War 2. All new, all different Marvel guys. An Avengers crossover, getting all the titles that people probably don't even read, and other tie-ins that people won't read, all together for a few months. What do you say?
I don't. The Avengers brands like I don't know, pretty strong.
We don't need. They need to be pushing Ultimates over all new, all different Avengers because all new, all different Avengers is like,
But
yeah.
see, it's a great thing about Spider-Man is that like these are event style stakes, but it's just one book, and you get the personal story on the side. Um,
I like the balance Bendis did with the personal, relatable, and the Spidey heroics, and then I like the civilians in the New York now. Like, don't worry, we got this. Go. Like, oh, you're learning after being threatened to
also, like
blow
always,
up.
I guess it comes from like this scene from the like first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie where they're like throwing like bricks at the Green Goblin and like mess with Spidey, mess with New York. Like that scene, like I've always seen Spider-Man as having like this kind of deep connection with. Oh, we have someone who actually lives in New York. I should probably not.
We do not do that when anything happens. We do not throw bricks at supervillains. We do not stick around when that happens. But no, I mean I thought that was a funny moment because he's trying. Like I think it was just saying that sometimes the hero doesn't need to stick around for the little thing. There are bigger things going on, where it's like, yeah, we can get people out of the bus. You have to go stop the supervillain.
Especially when it's like an extra dimensional demon insanity thing that
Isn't it the devil's son or the Marvel's equivalent of the devil?
Mr. Satan. I like that Miles calls him Mr. Satan.
Yeah, what did he do? A venom tap? A venom touch?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
electricity of the venom blast.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that's made Miles like great, like from the beginning, is that his powers are just so different from Peter's.
I like how it always, without fail, catches people by surprise.
But they're still like based on actual like spider abilities. I mean,
Yeah, he tries to explain it. Oh yeah, by the way, oh yeah, that's a venom blast. It's gonna electrocute you. Yeah, it works great for my favor. Ooh, there it is.
I think his powers are way cooler than Peter's. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I really like that he's gonna become the like main Spider-Man in the Marvel universe.
I don't think so, because Peter still has I think 50 of the books. He gets one. Isn't Peter in like 3 books out this week?
Is he?
Is Spider-Man in Silk?
Guest appearances.
Who's in Spidey? Is that Peter as
Oh,
well?
That's a before, like,
that's like a
way
retread. It just
back
seemed like a
when
retread
Marvel.
of Spider-Man. Like the creative team looks good. Like Robbie Thompson from Silk and Nick Bradshaw, pretty solid artists. But I'm like, I've already read all the 100 whatever issues of Ultimate Spider-Man, so I'm good. And I've read all the Steve Ditko and like Romita and Stan Lee. Like I'm good with Spider-Man.
I need another Spidey origin again.
But yeah, like I want mature Spider. Like actually, I'm not reading Amazing Spider-Man. I'm just cool. I'm cool with Miles in Silk and a little bit Gwen, even though I'm not as hot on that title as I used to be. Yeah, I think it's crazy that like, I mean, this like first arc is just gonna have tons of mystery and.
Yeah, and then they're getting deep within the racial media issues because Bendis said now that people see Spidey has brown skin underneath the costume, it's gonna be like, so like who's protecting us, and it's gonna get deep into it.
The only issue I would have with that on a personal level is I don't necessarily want a white dude writing that to kind of see, like, because it's either going to be super idealized where everybody falls in love with him, or it's going to be really odd race relations.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bendis definitely has a good heart, but he can be a little. I'm like with the whole Iceman. This is different, but the whole Iceman coming out, like, it's definitely going to be like divisive, and I hope he can pull it off.
I think Iceman coming out was also hurt by like 6 months of like ... before anything came of that.
Yeah, I mean, Miles Morales is like a really important hero. I mean, he's not just like, he's like black and Hispanic, and he stands on his own with his powers and everything, and has his own like supporting cast, his own type of humor. He's not just like replacement character. Like he has like, I mean,
the friendly neighborhood Spidey.
And yeah, like, I don't know, like it's been fun to just watch him kind of grow up. He's like, I don't know, I feel like he's like my little brother kind of.
It was so.
Aw, dang, Logan. Darn, I'm hurt.
like, because I was reading him, like, because I've never been, like, he's always been, like, way younger than me. Like, when I was first reading he's, like, 12 in those, like, early stories. Like, and I was, like, a freshman in college. So he's, like, this little, like, middle. He was like younger than Peter Parker when he got his powers, but he still kind of came into his own, even though he had so many issues with his like uncle. Okay, also like this continually like I think every time I read a Miles Morales comic, why the heck is his dad's name Jefferson Davis?
Don't get an answer for that.
Why? Bendis, why?
I like how he played it cool. Like, okay, look, yeah, calm down. It's okay. The grades aren't gonna get
I like
better.
when his dad gives him advice in other earlier issues. Like his dad gives him advice on like talking to girls and stuff. It's like the best. His dad's cool. Like his dad used to work for Shield. It's like crazy.
I wonder if that stayed intact. Well, probably.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a one question mark for me is how much of the previous stories I guess count. But and it's the spirit's still there, and his friendship with Gank is still there, which is like the main thing I was looking forward to. Yep. And I really want for him and Kamala Khan to be a couple.
I need Kate. I need a new Young Avengers.
Kate Bishop's way too old for him though.
Oh darn, because she's not a Hydra agent now. Darn.
I was never really into Ultimate Kate Bishop. She had a really like striking design with like the hair color and the smoky makeup style, I guess. I don't know. She was too good. Like she was just like, okay, she's gonna be evil soon. Yeah. Also, it's nice to see like Miles stories that actually like count, I guess. Like,
Well, they've always counted.
but like in the kind of main universe, like big spotlight.
Yeah, the stuff that they can reference and all new, all different. Like, well, Vision has a family that no one knows about in Virginia. Miles fought Mephisto's son the other day, and Nova's dad is still not back yet, and Kamala is just running New Jersey. Like, that's the only other place that exists in the Marvel Universe. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've always been curious about New York, though, because you would think with all those superheroes, nobody would actually attack, but I guess that's not to be the case. Everybody's so brazen.
Everyone wants that really expensive Manhattan real estate, I guess. Yeah. Cool. So now we're going to switch universes, just completely switch universes. And today, like this afternoon, they announced that The Flash will be appearing on an episode of Supergirl in March. It's actually the Monday after Batman
v Superman.
Like,
so DC basically owns March. It's DC March.
Daredevil season 2 though.
They have
Yeah.
they have Daredevil and they have the Return of Agents of Shield.
Shield.
I will say this much before we get to Supergirl, The Flash. I do think that this has, and I think the way that DC does it does allow them to dominate the conversation a lot more. Because, I mean, you look at the week. Like, right now, DC has shows on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of the week.
DC domination.
Marvel has Tuesday, and it's one show. It's not. It's either Agent Carter.
Marvel
or
does have Netflix though.
Yeah, but the problem with Netflix, and this isn't a problem, I guess, but I'm sure you've seen this happen. The thing with Netflix is a show comes out, it is talked about, people love it, people rave, and people move on. Netflix is, and I use this analogy way too often, but Netflix is kind of like the fast food of content. It's like you eat it, you digest it, you wonder why you ate it so much at once, and then you kind of move on. Because
I never, like, I've seen Daredevil and Jessica Jones. I don't have the urge to go back and watch them again.
Yeah, and it's not even that. It's the same thing with Orange is the New Black, House of Cards, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Because of how it's released, like if you don't watch in that first week and you feel like you're left out, so everybody watches it the first week and everybody talks about it, and then everybody's like, "What's next? When are we getting more?"
Yeah, it
Where
is. I mean, it's like, yeah, it works. I mean, quality. It's like, I don't know. It's like In-N-Out burgers. It's like the Shake Shack, if you want to,
there
use a
we
New
go.
York analogy. Terrible. Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, the Netflix shows have better production quality, I guess.
But don't get me wrong, the Netflix shows are good. But I mean, okay, we're not even 3 months removed from Jessica Jones, and you don't really hear people talk about Jessica Jones in that way. Where with Supergirl, like we're talking about Supergirl and the Flash now for an episode that airs in 2 months really, because we'll talk about Supergirl, we'll talk about the Flash, we'll talk about Arrow, we'll talk about Legends this week. Then we'll start talking about what's going to happen next week, and then that happens, and we'll talk about the week after. And it's a continuing conversation where you get to control the conversation for 4 days out of the week as people watch the episode and then start speculating what's going to happen. Where Netflix is, you talk about it for like a week, a month maybe, and then it's like, okay, we've seen all the episodes, we know we can kind of do this. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, I personally hold, as of right now, my personal peak, I think Arrow season 2 is still the best comic book show season on TV, and then the Flash.
Jessica Jones.
Flash season one definitely turned everything. That was, Flash season one was kind of
Jessica Jones
unstoppable.
season one.
I do not, I didn't, I think
So this
Daredevil.
is basically our Civil War, pretty much.
I think Daredevil season 1's better than Jessica Jones season 1.
It's only highlights of Daredevil season one for me.
Daredevil season one. I think both shows kind of around the middle, just kind of.
And that's the weird thing, because Agent Carter suffers from the same thing. It's like you have a finite number of episodes. It's not even like you're being forced to do the traditional 20 to 25 episodes that a TV show does. But it all feels like nobody has enough story to tell, so they just kind of stretch it out with these kind of tedious subplots. And I think that the subplots in Jessica Jones for me were a lot worse than the ones in Daredevil. And I think it made a lot of the characters worse off by the end of it because some of their decisions were just so blindly stupid that I at some point I just kind of mentally checked out with some of the characters.
I really, I don't know. I like the Nuke arc a lot because I mean, like, what's his name? Oh man, we're starting to talk about. Of course, this is a Logan podcast. We talk about Jessica Jones for no reason. Because I like how like Simpson went from being like just a douchebag to like a villain, like slowly. And then like there were little like nods to Daredevil Born Again in his dialogue, and then in the end he's Nuke, but without the red, white, and blue face paint. And also
Well, he
it's
has the
great because
lighter.
he is a villain for season. If there is ever yeah, Jessica Jones season 2 already has a possible villain.
Yes.
Except also I still want more like case of the week, like PI kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Please.
that I was disappointed that they dropped that right away.
Because I mean, like, I don't know. I've finally been watching like Veronica Mars, and like they've been that show, like especially like the first 2 seasons, did an excellent job of just doing like cool like PI cases with her and her dad, like plus like a big like overarching mystery. I'm like, come on, do that. And
Yeah,
it,
I
like,
I
yeah,
feel like they should have done more Case of the Week and then introduced the Purple Man in like episode 5 or 6 instead of introducing him in the second
Yeah, because I
episode.
liked it when he was like not really there. Like we didn't see his face, and like he was just a presence. I actually
Yeah,
preferred him that way versus getting to know him.
the house scene, that house episode, a lot of people hated it, but I just thought it was just a nice
It
like.
really took me out of it. I'm like, is this really happening?
Yeah, I
yeah,
thought it was like a nice standalone psychological thriller episode.
it was a good episode, but it was kind of the part where it became all these characters are stupid because especially when you look at it in hindsight at the end, where like she snaps his neck and everything stops, and like this whole thing is like she can't kill him because she doesn't know what's gonna happen, and then she does it anyhow, or the fact that nobody thought to wear headphones in 13 episodes, or that for some reason Hogarth thought that he was going to keep his word and nothing bad would happen to her.
1,000 cuts. Savage.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, this show is definitely created by the showrunner of Dexter. Yeah. Whoa, I love how we were going to talk about the Flash Supergirl, but then we like.
Well, I mean, because we were talking about how DC's playing DC has been playing a really good game with their films this year with the special that they had on the CW a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, we talked about that last week, and like Kevin Smith swooging
Yeah.
on live TV.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Smith could have toned it down a bit, but it's something novel. It's basically giving people Comic-Con on TV without having to spend
Legends of Tomorrow one wasn't as good because I feel like I've watched the 2 seasons of the 3 seasons of Arrow and 2 seasons of Flash so far. Like I know the characters' backgrounds.
Yeah, but and then like they announced this, and then it's like like the first thing people are thinking about the Flash and Supergirl teaming up, and then I'm just because I have all these dates memorized for some odd reason, I'm like, wait, that seems familiar. Oh, Batman v Superman's like the weekend before that, and if I want to say that the Lego Justice League movie is also that week, which if you don't watch them, those are really fun movies.
That's great. That's like the DC week.
But yeah, and it's like, okay, so I mean, okay, one, if Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow all have the same kind of creative team, same executive producer, but unlike Arrow, Flash, and Legends, Supergirl's on a different channel. So the question was, would they be able to cross over? And for most of this season, it was like, like, we don't have any plans. The logistics are a nightmare and stuff like that. So the running assumption was that they probably wouldn't cross over. That Supergirl really tanked, and Supergirl has been doing really well in ratings. It's not like the CBS's biggest show, but it does well enough where I think it's pretty safe that it will get a second season.
Yeah,
And
and they're
it's doing a
getting
good job,
mythology heavy too.
I mean, it's also I don't know. I think it's appealing to a wider audience. I guess CBS is more of a mainstream channel, and my mom likes Supergirl, and
yes. Which is one of the things I commented on because I love the internet at times. Because everybody, like a lot of people I follow and a lot of places I go, there was 2 reactions I saw. One was like, oh, I guess it means I have to start watching Supergirl, and the other was like, Supergirl must be desperate. This is a bigger get for the Flash than it is for Supergirl. Supergirl's ratings double the Flash's on a wiki basis. Like, I love the Flash, and the Flash is absolutely the CW's best rated show. But that is a huge fish in a small pond, where Supergirl is a medium-sized fish in a huge pond. So, yes, this is nothing but a get for the Flash, where it offers exposure to nearly double what it gets on a weekly basis, but it also kind of forces the nerds who have probably given up on Supergirl after the first few episodes, which I don't.
People are asleep on Supergirl because Supergirl's gotten really well after the mid-season finale.
The Martian Manhunter reveal was the turning point for me.
Well, I don't blame anybody because I give most shows. I give most shows 5 or 6 episodes, especially the first season. But yeah, I completely understand there's way too much time to invest in a show that you're not enjoying. Gotham was on at the same time, which I'm
not. I'm a
huge fan of
Gotham.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, you're watching Gotham? What is this?
Read the podcast.
I'm a huge fan of Gotham, but
why? Yeah. They do whatever they want to, literally whatever thought comes into their head. Yes,
they get the best toys in the box, and they rip their heads off.
I mean, I guess for me, that's one of the reasons Gotham is so batshit insane that I love it. I always describe it as the missing between Batman Returns and Batman Forever, where it's this weird, grim, campy.
Yeah, it's cartoony, and then it gets super violent, and then it goes back again.
Yes, and I love that because there's very few things that do that. It's a tone that's very unique. It's very
And
goth.
to survive to a second season at that.
And I assume it's going to get a third season. It's also doing
No,
really,
God, no.
it's also doing really well. And
Please.
Mr. Freeze is coming. So,
Sacrilege.
And Jada Pinkett Smith is coming back
yes.
because she didn't die from getting pushed over the edge of a tall building.
The rule of thumb in entertainment is if you don't see a body, they didn't die. I didn't see no body. So, anyhow, Supergirl to Flash. I will say this much, because I don't think they needed to cross over. I hate the notion that everything needs to be connected, because I think that Supergirl should stand on its own. I think Flash should stand on its own. I think Arrow should stand on its own. I think Legend should stand on its own. But I'm not going to hate the fact that they're crossing over. And I'm assuming they're doing it in such a way that they can make it kind of a one-off deal and not necessarily where Arrow.
Yeah, because it's only Grant Gustin. That's what I've been seeing. Grant Gustin's going to Supergirl.
Yeah.
Which
I think
it works.
Barry's gonna run.
About the multiverse, and it could just be another Earth. I mean,
Yeah, he's gonna be running on the treadmill, and then just phew. Oh my God, I'm in National City.
watch them watch them have like cute, adorable chemistry, like he and Felicity did.
Man, he's gonna see the DEO. He's gonna see Martian Manhunter. It's too many. I don't even want to think about what they could do with that
Supergirl
hour.
is like doing some fun stuff. Like they did the White Martians. They did Bizarro. We got like For the Girl Who Has Everything next week. Like it's. I mean,
I thought the Martian Manhunter would be like a slow build. Like
Yeah, I was surprised.
we get like the season finale would be like a white Martian invasion.
well, that was just an
Budget.
advanced party. I mean,
That budget would go through the roof because the fights look suckish more often than not.
well, I mean, we got Lexi Alexander directing an episode in a couple weeks. It should have some good fights. Yeah, I know the fights aren't, but it's like harder to do, like, because her power level is so crazy. I mean, Arrow.
Honestly, I think it's the fight, because the Flash does
Yeah,
great.
the flight looks weird.
Yeah, there's no good way to do it. Like with the Flash, a lot of that's ground based, so you can still do traditional kind of choreography, and it looks good. But the flying just always looks cheesy.
Like the Martian Manhunter fight when they were fighting the White Martian, I was like, look, okay, I'm with you. I see Supergirl and Martian Manhunter on my TV fighting together. This is amazing, but this just doesn't look right.
Yeah, I also love the fact that almost all of those scenes now are shot at night. Like Supergirl used to be a lot in the day. It's like, oh crap, we got all these CG characters. Everything's at nighttime now.
Yeah, I mean, save budget. Like it's just a. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about the Netflix shows is that they, I guess, don't have to worry about the week to week. They just have like a whole season and they can.
Well, I mean, it's the same concept. Because I imagine that it's some similarly where you're given like 20 million to spread over 13 episodes. Like you don't get like, there are certain episodes of The Flash where you can tell they spent the budget, and other ones like this week was pretty much, it was a good episode, but it's like the villain was an episode. Like,
They took that tar pit quick. They took him out quick.
Yeah. It's like, okay, we spent all that money on King Shark. Let's just have him in
King
like
Shark. I cannot wait for that episode where they have to hunt down King Shark.
All right, the Grodd episodes, like they're kind of like, okay, we can do like one Grodd episode a season and then we're done.
Yeah, they're saying he might be a big bad for season 3.
That's not gonna happen.
Like, yeah, that's definitely gonna be a long.
We're gonna see the Mirror Master soon.
We need to see some rogues. Why can't we get a rogues team?
I think because they spun them off so quickly. Because like Captain Cold and Heatwave were doing.
That is not my Captain Cold at all.
Oh, I love Captain Cold. He's so great. I love his quips.
You know, he's a cool cat.
I love him. I have a pop of him. He's like my favorite legend or whatever. Yeah, I love that the DC TV shows, like especially the CW ones and like Supergirl, are just going insane and just completely just
Yeah,
off the
between
comic.
all of the weekdays, we get a lot of DC mythology.
And also, we got some Vertigo action. Like iZombie's a solid show. I mean, uh, and then I don't know about I haven't watched Lucifer yet, so I've heard mixed things about it.
That's being polite.
Yeah. So who should Supergirl and Flash like team up and fight? Like
Despero. I think Despero. That'd be cool because like the third eye, Flash can get mind controlled a little bit.
I want them to race. I guess like the old like Superman Flash races, but like with the
They're
twins.
gonna do that. That's gonna be in the teaser. You want to race? Let's go in there.
I want them to make out.
Oh wow! So Barry just gonna get multi-dimensional.
Play, I guess.
Yes.
What else? Who do I want them to fight? I should have thought of that one. Oh my gosh.
I want to know how the teams are gonna react. Because Barry's gonna come back and say, "Oh, guys, yeah, there's
Aliens
another
are real. Well, I mean, they already know that there's. I mean, they're going to Earth 2 next week. Spoilers. So they know
two-parter."
It's okay.
I
I saw my DVR.
I do have to run and joke on the Flash though with Wells, where he's like, "You do know on my Earth, this is Earth 2, right?" But yeah, I imagine that I want to see Barry's reaction because we're so accustomed to him dealing with meta. It's like I don't think him or I ever have encountered an alien yet, so that's something new for him.
Oh yeah, and just the Kryptonian power set is just beyond anything he's ever really fought.
Well, that I was no, I was gonna say the Martian one too, but he's actually faced the shapeshifter before.
But the Martian Manhunter also has phasing, shapeshifting, flight. Martian Manhunter is like pretty much, unless you have like a match like Batman in that famous like JLA story, like he's gonna kick your ass. I mean,
Oh yeah, I mean, the Flash is broken as hell. I mean, people always complain about Superman, but Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, and the Flash are much more broken characters than Superman ever was.
yeah, I don't, yeah. I mean, I used to care like I don't know. When I was younger, I used to be like DC characters are too overpowered, but now I'm just like I just enjoy it. Yeah. Oh man. See, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm glad they pulled it off.
Yeah, after months and months of teasing, well, I don't know. Maybe we can do it. Well, I don't know.
Well, I honestly do think that this CBS probably didn't want to play ball because, like I said, the reaction online is a lot of people are seeing this as something. It's not seen as a win it's seen as a win for CBS when it's not. It's CBS being kind to the CW, which they should be. They do own half the network.
Well, not to mention, I feel bad for Arrow. Like, all he's just gonna hear about this adventure, like, oh yeah, I saw a girl, blonde,
I
Supergirl.
mean, I listened to this podcast Kevin Smith did with Andrew Kreisberg, who's like involved in all four of those shows, and it's from what like I was reading between the lines. It seems like Arrow, like between like the focus on Supergirl, Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow has just kind of got it on the back burner.
Well, see, I kind of disagree because people say that, but you look at Arrow. Arrow got the Constantine tie-in this year, and then Fiction comes on Arrow. So Arrow had its own characters jump ship onto that. The Flash gets Supergirl, but it's not even like the Flash gets it. He just gets to appear on Supergirl. So Arrow hasn't had it too bad this year. Again, Constantine and Fiction are pretty decent gets for them.
Yeah, I mean, I was mostly just talking about like the quality of the show, but I mean,
I still think Arrow season 4 has been really good stuff so far.
Felicity.
I think Felicity is a much better character this season than she was. I mean, partially because she's not crying every episode.
That was, oh my god. That was
But
super annoying.
the only thing I have issue with this season of Arrow so far is that they seem to have nerfed Ivor's ability to fight, so that it makes sense because there's like 5 people on the team now, so they seem to get rid of how Ivor can fight because season 1 he can take down most people by himself, and now like everybody's kicking his ass.
Yeah, like, dude, you fought the League of Assassins. You should be able to murder Anarchy if you want to.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely it's gonna be hype. We might even do a special podcast episode about it. Who knows? Yeah,
But
speaking of special, we were probably gonna do one on Deadpool. So yeah,
Hopefully I'm seeing that day one.
Fingers crossed. I should be seeing this tomorrow.
you're seeing it tomorrow. You're seeing Deadpool tomorrow.
Yes, fingers crossed.
Oh my god.
How even? We're like, who can I
Big city.
play? Like, are you taking a +1?
I am actually.
Would you be mad if like they disappeared for a while? Not just like go in their place?
Do you live in New York City?
Darn.
Hey, okay. Hey man, I'll take the night train to like.
Yeah, Logan's closer to me than.
I don't have work tomorrow. Deadpool.
The midnight train going anywhere.
But to the movies, don't stop.
I might not get in depending on how far it is.
Yeah, Earl's seeing Deadpool, and I'm jealous. But yeah, we will definitely. We usually our Wednesday podcasts are mostly about comics, but we talked about the Suicide Squad trailer last week. I guess we're talking about like DC TV and movies on the side. I like it. Yeah.
Again,
so,
it kind of goes back to my point about them being able to control the narrative. I mean, part of this is also that I'm really, really upset that Marvel hasn't really done much for Civil War. Like, we're 3 months out. I want my second trailer by now.
Super Bowl, y'all.
Sniper. I want to see. Somebody setting up a sniper, and Steve is in the sights. And
guys, just Super Bowl Sunday. They're gonna go all out.
Yeah, I think I heard that there should be a commercial for it, and if I remember correctly, I don't think they did this. Maybe they did it with Avengers, but I think that with Civil War.
Yeah, I think I saw an Avengers.
When Avengers first came out, there's like a big commercial.
No, they did a commercial, but I think with the Winter Soldier, they did a commercial, and then it was like, and then going on to see like a 2-minute trailer. So I don't know if they're doing the same thing with that here.
Probably are.
I know Batman v Superman's getting one. Civil War.
I don't think Batman v Superman's getting a Super Bowl commercial.
They should. They did like little spots for the NFL.
Yeah, somebody was saying that Warner doesn't usually buy commercial spots during the Super Bowl, but it seems like they might get advertisement with Dr. Pepper.
Who knows?
It's weird. I mean, but yeah, it's I know that not comic related, but Bourne's getting a commercial, and hopefully he gets a name that then I know Deadpool has a commercial. I think they've shown clips.
X-Men's getting one.
X-Men's getting one. Yeah, it's kind of like I mean we've known about 2016 for quite some time. It's just insane to think about the fact that it's here next week. And when I mean 2016, I'm clearly not the year, but the fact that we're supposed to be getting, I think, 6 or 7 different comic book movies, and Deadpool kind of kicks it off next week, and then Batman's 5 weeks after that. 5 weeks after that, Civil War. 3 weeks after that is.
Oh my God! It all sounds so beautiful, but I'm gonna be poor. I'm gonna be poor during all of it.
Hopefully, I get to see Batman v Superman for free as well. With the I don't know if any of you did the events, the teaser trailer screening they had.
Nope. I was not in that first trailer. I did like the second one though.
Well, I mean, it was free. They gave me 2 posters, and they said you got to see the movie free 2 weeks in advance.
I bet not hear not a spoiler, not a one.
Okay, I'll post like 5 then, so you don't hear just one.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah, but yeah, big stuff coming on the podcast, movies and stuff. But yeah, so just one last Twitter handles. I'm Sexy Ginger Nerd on Twitter. Have not seen The Flash this week.
I am ER_NOTR, and I have seen The Flash, I've seen Arrow, I've seen Supergirl, I saw bits and pieces of Lucifer, I saw Agent Carter. I have not caught up on iZombie this week yet, and I will probably be misjudging the tomorrow. That's redundant. Um, if I go see Deadpool.
Hey, that's a perfect. I mean, excuse for yeah, and then
Then, for last but not least, you can get me at Sage TERRENCE, and I basically Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, the soon-to-be hit that I'm loving because it's like a comic book and live action finally. And I'm waiting for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to come back, even though they do my Inhumans wrong, but still,
They do it wrong in that show.
they're turning into the Secret Warriors. I give them leeway.
And I mean, we didn't talk about this, but I'm also kind of stoked that they announced Justice League Action this past week.
Yes, I don't, cause it's like their Teen Titans going yet.
Well, I mean, it kind of and kind of not. Teen Titan Go is purely a family comedy, where they're very heavy to emphasize that this is going to be action driven. I mean, it's actions in the name literally, so it won't be necessarily be the same thing. But yes, they are doing shorter episodes, 11 minutes instead of full 30 minutes, or I guess 22-minute shows. But it does seem like it's going to have a robust lineup of DC characters.
woo, like Justice League Unlimited, please.
Yes, it would be
Yeah,
great.
but not with a story and
Well,
corny.
I mean, I'm not like I'm not expecting some long form story like we got with Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, but I expect something close to maybe something a bit more not mature, a bit more modern, like a bit more modern Super Friends.
That could be fun. Standalone kind of story, like two partners, and yeah. All right. And that is our episode this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, click.